Hi, I'm Jennifer Lawrence. I'm here today with Jim Kelly, CEO of JV Kelly Group, an expense management solutions firm based in New York. Jim is also the former president of the National Association of Purchasing Management for New York and has most recently been named a Pro to Know for Supply and Demand Chain Executive Magazine. Jim, welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer.
While the principles and practices of purchasing and sourcing have been in place for many years, strategic sourcing has really taken form in the past 10 years. In your opinion, what is the major pain point that many large companies are still feeling today as they're developing these strategic sourcing departments?
That's an excellent question, Jennifer. There are many pain points in today's companies, and it really isn't from how strategic sourcing does their job. Almost all of our clients where we have looked at their strategic sourcing contracts that have been done are excellent agreements and really take control over risk management as well as the pricing side of the equation. So rate, which is the net effect of that negotiation, is very well controlled. Where we start to see variance is the effectiveness of the rollout of those agreements. So in essence, what you have is a really good rate, but unless you have penetration into your organization and they buy off of those agreements, what you have is just a really good agreement, but you're not really affecting the expense line of your firm. So as you start to drive to what I will refer to as compliance to the contracts, as you start to drive through utilization, you can start to really, truly realize the savings that you get from your reduced rate or your better contract. So that's the first pain point. The second pain point really surrounds demand management, because you now have an excellent rate in place and an excellent contract in place, and I'm measuring my compliance, which many companies have a problem with actually measuring compliance to the contract because their financial systems are geared to financial reporting, not sourcing environment. So in that sourcing environment, what we're looking to do is to build those proper tools so that I can measure compliance period over period and make sure that my contracts are effective. And so now I'm monitoring it, but my expense base continues to go up. Okay, my revenues are going up, but my expense base is going up at a disproportionate rate. Or my revenues are flat and my expenses are going up higher. So that really means that I'm consuming more product or more services. So that's a function now of demand management. So what I need to do all the way back at the beginning, as I am doing the original negotiation with my suppliers, as I build in quality and I build in the service deliverables that my internal clients need, I can drive to compliance. But at that point, I also want to build in my demand management levers. If I don't do it at the contract, it is extremely difficult to do retroactive. So what you really want to be is proactive in putting those levers into the agreement. And so that's one of the major pain points, is that a lot of companies will wake up, realize they're consuming more, and then have to figure out how to get demand management worked back into the agreement.
So Jim, among the tools available today, how does a JVKG solution compare?
It's very interesting because we actually are not a software company. So what we do is we provide software as a service. We find in doing this a number of benefits happen to our clients. First, there's a very low barrier of entry. We keep the costs down. So when you're looking at what is my return on the investment, it's much easier to prove. Secondly, we can maintain the software for you, host the software so that it becomes much easier for you to interact with us. Thirdly, because we're in the market constantly, because we have developed templates for the categories that you may want to source, we can actually help you develop that process, speed the entire RFP process, and actually shorten the cycle time of not only putting out the RFP, but getting it back. When you're talking a reverse auction tool, we actually have one of the best that is on the market, and because it, again, is software as a service, we can really enhance the value to you by shortening that cycle time. We eliminate the learning curve for your organization. The third piece really is that contract management tool. The JVKG tool tracks on multiple levels. And because it does that, we can actually push the information to the decision makers ahead of time so that you have enough cycle time to really effectively manage the change process that you want to do in your negotiation. So all of those merge together, along with our benchmarking capabilities, because we're constantly in the market, allows you to build intelligence around your RFPs and basically provide the solution to your enterprise faster, less expensive, with higher quality.
And so how do these solutions fit into the future of expense management?
Jennifer, actually the e-sourcing tools provide the foundation for an expense management solution. As we look at a true expense management solution across an enterprise, what we're looking at is how do you gather the data in a consistent manner. And it doesn't matter if the data is in an Excel spreadsheet or a database or in your GL system or in the vendor systems or an external piece of data. It's gathering all of the data in a consistent manner over a period of time and then organizing it. Organization of the data and enriching the data is the second major step that you're going to go through. We use Dun & Bradstreet Supplier Management Solutions to help us do that. What they do is they add the parent-child relationships, dependency ratios, they add diversity information, along with your risk scores and your judgments and bankruptcies and liens that the company may have, your suppliers may have. So when you enrich the data and organize the data, the next step really is to add intelligence into it. And the intelligence is understanding the way you need to use that data and the decision makers need to use that data. So as you incorporate all of that together, the last step that you really need to move to is to make it actionable and on the decision maker's desktop so it becomes distributive. So as we're looking at it, and you're looking at why am I putting this all together and why is it based on my e-sourcing activities, in anything we do in expense management, we're really looking to change behavior. It is a truly change agent in your organization. And we're looking to do one of two things. We either want to change a behavior or reinforce a behavior that has been changed. We want to become proactive rather than reactive. Not that reactive is necessarily always bad. Sometimes you do have lagging indicators that you will need to follow. But the more we can put into a proactive to avoid the pitfalls, to avoid problems, the better off the enterprise is. And we truly enhance the profitability by doing that. So what happens is we take our e-sourcing tools, we walk it through the entire utilization and compliance and demand management, and we're actually using our transparency of our dashboards, our management reporting, to help control the entire expense base and enhance profitability.
So in terms of expense management solutions, why would a company use JVKG?
Well, there are 5 basic attributes that set us apart from our competition. The first is knowledge. We actually have deep domain expertise in every sourcing category, as well as in the sourcing process and in the entire expense management solution process. The second really is our flexibility. They operate and adapt our processes and procedures to theirs. The third is creativity. With our dashboards, with our metric reporting, even in our RFPs and understanding your sourcing environment, we use our creativity to help get the best solution for you. Best question that we ask our clients: what's your problem? Tell us what troubles you at night. Tell us what you need, where your pain is, and let us help. And we apply that creativity to it. The fourth is speed. We're able to react very fast. We're able to mobilize very fast and impact your savings and your bottom line and your profitability. And the last point really is the value for the money. If you're going to be spending money with JVKG, you should be able to see that value, and the value we do guarantee. Just to summarize, it's knowledge, flexibility, creativity, speed, and value for the money.
Jim, thank you for speaking with us today. If you'd like more information about JVKG, please visit the website at www.jvkg.com.